Greetings. Setepenra, what's up? And all that good stuff. I hope everybody's doing well out there. Me myself, I'm doing good. I really am. I'm really having a good spirit tonight and all that kind of good stuff going on. I just thought that I come out here. I brought this. I just figured I'd bring it out. I'm gonna see what happened when I open it up. Okay. I went to the book of St. Luke. Okay. Let's read this. This is St. Luke chapter 18. Parable of the widow and the judge. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, not men ought always to pray, and not to faint. It say, and he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray, and not to faint. That means to never tire from praying. No matter what you do all your life, make sure that you can find energy to pray to Jesus, of course. I know that's who they want you to pray to, because it's Luke. Alright. Talking parable unto them. I guess that's the man that's listening to him, everyone that's around. Okay, that's a part of the disciples, probably, more than likely. That's all together listening. And then this part right here is written in red, which suggests that it's Jesus, Yeshua, speaking. I say Jesus for those of you out there who subscribe to Christianity and wants this personification to be the personification of Jesus Christ. But if you study, you'll find out that the real name was Yeshua. They say, there was in a city a judge which feared not God, neither retarded man. That means that he didn't, neither regarded man, excuse me. That means that he did not live a righteous, fair, pious type of life. He was a very abusive judge. The fact that he did not fear God is your opinion, because you shouldn't fear your God. You should love your God. See, you don't need to have a God that forces you into living under its guidance or under its system of what's been implemented. I created you, so quite naturally I probably know what's the best things for you. Then I set you up and adjusted you with all these things and gave you a specific pattern and a specific type of logical ritualization of how you can utilize everything I gave you. That'll keep you where you can live forever, and you won't be destructive to any of the stuff I gave you to utilize as sustainment. That's what this God knowledge does. It teaches you how to live in the nature environment, your natural environment, the environment of the netters, which means gods and goddesses, without destroying it. So this is what this was all about. Okay, so now listen, it says that the judge, alright, there was in a city a judge which feared not God, neither regarded man. And there was a widow, that means a lady who had lost her husband in that city, or a lady who never, well, when you're a widow, that means that you were once married and then something happened where you're not married anymore, and mostly your husband probably met his demise. And there was a city in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversary. Okay? It says, and there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, meaning that she came unto the judge. Alright? And she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversary. And he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, though I fear not God, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she wearies me. So he just decided just to rid himself of the troublesome of this lady coming back and forth all the time, trying to entice him to do the right thing and bring justice to someone who had wronged her. So far is what you would assume, but we don't know, because We haven't gotten to that part yet, but we're going to assume that the fact that this judge was hesitant to get involved with her complaint against this person is that maybe there was really nothing this person had done. But since she's so persistent and so cunning with it, the judge probably got something going on with him that makes him where he don't have to answer to her because he wants the weary that she brings him to go away. So we're going to keep on reading and figure out why she's bringing weary to the judge, okay? It's saying, there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversary. And he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, though I fear not God, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith. And shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? It said, and the Lord said, hear that the unjust judge saith. Okay? No, it said, excuse me. And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith. And shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? Now listen, they tell you when the Son of Man comes to the earth, he's going to find faith on the earth. Do you understand what I'm saying? That means that has to go two ways. The Son of Man needs to be able to find faith amongst the people on the earth, and also the people on the earth need to be able to find faith in the Son of Man. Now, this Bible called it the Son of Man. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's the Son of the Son. But it's the Son of the Son that's manifested in man. So it's the S-U-N of man. See, it's the man of the Son, but it's been put backwards. It used to just be called simple God-man or simple gods. But we didn't call them gods. We had all different names. Asar, Quetzalcoatl, the Buddha, okay, all kind of different names. Later came up Krishna and everything like that. But what we're dealing with is when they say the Son of Man, what they're saying is the S-U-N man, the Son Man. Okay, see, they kind of flip it on you because they didn't want anyone to see the connection with the sunlight and man, because they wanted to be shut down that us melanated people have this unique connection with the sunlight, and that the sunlight is indeed an asset to us if we know how to utilize it properly. That will help us get a development of knowledge of self return to us, which can help us get out of this circumstance of being tutored for the financial structuring of our oppressors. And there's nothing wrong with anyone wanting to have a system erected that will take away the oppression that this person can see, not only devastating itself, but everyone else on the planet. And I do mean everyone, including the people that perpetuates the oppression. They're hurting themselves, even though they know not this. That still be the case, okay? All right, now listen. It says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth, okay? Okay. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth. I mean, when the return of who y'all waiting on Jesus gets here, the faith will be there between this individual and the people, the masses. And it's probably because the person's going to show up with light ships and protection for the masses from the people who plan on putting their asses in concentration camps and doing all the horrible stuff that you all know can damn well happen because you all did that stuff to us. And not to mention that the people that you worry about doing it to you right now have already proven to you that they would do it to you because you were the first people that had it done to you before you all, as you already know, I told you story before you all got OJT, on the job training, by having it happen to you. And so by it happening to you, you knew firsthand what it's like to be on the receiving end of that. So you know it was better to give than to receive. And that's just what y'all pushed around the world with your Bible. And meaning that it's better for us to give them the sorrow, tears, and bloodshed that we've been getting, other than us to keep receiving it from these oppressors. We need to team up with the oppressors. We'll go oppress these people. And then we'll let all our burdens become their burdens. And we can have behind our religion. That's just what you did. Now let me keep on going and tell you what happens. The Pharisee and the publican, okay? And he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. Now this is what goes on. This is the Pharisees having a belief in their self-righteousness, just like these preachers that sit around in these big churches hiding behind their disguised method of politics, which they call religion, but they know they're giving all the money to the government. And the government using the money to come up with strategies to keep the oppression in the arena of them just having total 100%, no questions asked, no oppressed people questioning them. That's their whole plan, what they want. So they got it in the big gear and everything. So this is what they say. It say 2 men went up into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee and the other a publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself: God, I thank thee, and I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even at this publication, or even as this publican. That's what he said, okay? I fast twice in the week. I give tithes of all that I possess. And the publican standing afar off will not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone that exalted himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. Okay, see, here's what that means. It means that even though this guy came in there and did all the stuff he did and showed through his cockiness everything that he had done to elevate himself and make himself be greater than the publican that come up in there, and as the man said, he ain't did nothing, he ain't gave him the money or anything. But see, what about in the heart? What matters about a person who can sacrifice more than anyone can see of the sacrifice? Because the sacrifice could be non-visible to those who doesn't want to see it. See, some things that's visible are only visible because someone know to look for it. The other ones who can't be persuaded that it's there and they just have to stand and look for it will never see it because they don't have the desire nor the energies to look for something that's invisible that they weren't interested in anyway. The only people that you can get to look for the invisible is someone that's interested in something that they are pre-arranged a concept in their mind that might be invisible and that they might have to stand there and look for it. And that's the only way you're going to get somebody to do something like that. Which seems totally foolish, but it's not foolish because faith is the substance of things hoped for, is the evidence of things to come. So faith is what's necessary more than faith is knowing, because faith is good, but knowing is always more valuable than faith. So what they're saying is that the guy that come out there and boast about everything he's given and sacrifices he has made has no concept about knowing. Because see, grace is something that the universe bestoweth on you without you having to do any work at all. That's really the truth about it. You don't have to think about breathing. It just happens. And so that's the greatest grace that the universe can give you, when it can give you a breath of life without you ever having to contemplate putting out any ritualization. Not even thought ritualization, that be